Welcome to Keepin' It Real, your go-to radio show for fresh insights and vibrant introductions. Get ready to dive into a world where we offer you the latest in real estate wisdom and the juiciest community tidbits. From expert advice courtesy of top realtors to opportunities to give back through local charities, we've got you covered. Plus, we'll shine a spotlight on the young athletes driving our local sports scene and uncover the buzzworthy happenings both in town and beyond. Stay tuned for a jam-packed hour of enlightenment and entertainment right here on Keepin' It Real.
What's in a name? Everything. Long Realty has been a cornerstone of Southern Arizona's real estate market for nearly 100 years. Our name is our bond, and our agents are our strength. Trust in the name that stands for experience and expertise. Visit longrealty.com or call 520-459-4993 to connect with an agent today. Long Realty. Smart move.
In a town with heart and history, the Sherry Ethell Team is the key. Serving Sierra Vista, we agree. For military law and retirees, stress-free process you will see. Personal care is our guarantee. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team, we never halt. Real experts here to guide your way, making dreams come true every single day. Trust a team that knows just what to do. The Sherry Ethell Team, working for you. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team is your one and only call.
All right, good morning. Good morning to everybody out there listening today, and we appreciate you tuning in to Keepin' It Real, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and the team right here at Long Realty Studios behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. Today, we are talking SSVEC, right? And what does that stand for? Because I always forget, and even though I'm a member.
That's okay. Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Thanks, Cory. I appreciate it. I've got Cory East. You're the Vice President of Member Engagement, and I got Kristin Gray, Community Relations Manager, with me. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
So today we're talking about two important ways members can stay involved in their cooperative, and it's going to be through an upcoming member survey that you're going to talk about. You're going to talk about an annual meeting that's out there, and those are opportunities for us to kind of share our voices as members and help shape the future of Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, right?
Exactly. You got it.
It's a mouthful. So
that's why we say SSVEC as well.
Right. Yeah. So let's start, though. Before we do, we always do this. And Cory, you haven't been on the show before, first time, so welcome here. But we like to talk a little bit about the people behind the scenes and get to know them a little bit. So I'm going to start with you, Cory, and just tell me a little bit about yourself. What brought you to the area? How long have you been here?
Okay. No, perfect. No, I was actually born and raised in Arizona. I was born in Benson. I've lived here for 40 years. Yep. I was a third generation dairy farmer over in the Pomeranian area.
Okay.
And once I finished dairy farming, I had the opportunity to go over to SSVEC, and I've been here for about 9 years and really enjoy it. I get to work every day with our members and help them.
Very cool.
It's been great.
Awesome to find a job where it can keep you here. You know, those aren't easy to find sometimes. And Kristin, we can kind of catch up with you a little bit for those people who don't know you yet. Tell me about yourself.
I moved to Arizona when I went to college and enjoyed it so much I stayed. I've been in Arizona for about 35 years or more. And I recently moved to the Benson area in 2017.
Okay. Between us all, we've got a lot of time here in Cochise County, so that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Going into the upcoming member survey and annual meeting, tell me a little bit, Kristin, why is that important to us?
Well, we're trying to reach out to members and really educate the members that we are a cooperative, which means that we are member-owned and we are not-for-profit organization. Their member input on this survey directly impacts our decisions. We really want SSVEC to be focused on improving service, communication, and community impact. And so we really can't do that well without hearing from our members.
Okay, that makes sense. And Cory, just kind of coming from your angle, tell me a little bit about why does this matter and what is the survey? I mean, what's it really look like?
Yep. No, absolutely. Our team over the past years have worked very hard, as far as, improving our infrastructure to improve our reliability to our members, to, introducing new tools and technology for our members. And we believe that we're doing a good job, but this survey serves as a temperature check.
Okay.
It allows members to engage with us. We use it as our scorecard to make sure, that we're offering the services and the kind of reliability and electric needs that, our members deserve and desire.
What kind of feedback do you get? I mean, is the survey kind of directed to take you certain places? Like, does it ask a lot of questions that are very specific, or do you have an opportunity to kind of freelance a little bit? Because I'm sure everybody talks about their bill, right? Yep. At the end of the day, right? We all wonder, hey, am I going to get a cheaper bill?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it touches on a variety of points. It does touch on the bill and the rates. It asks, asks the members, how they feel we're doing rate wise. It asks the members, how's their reliability and our outage responses. It also has some open-ended questions, to let us know what they're thinking about, what they would like us to provide for them. Ask questions on, new things that are trending in our industry. For example, that data centers are a hot topic right now.
Everybody wants to know. Yeah.
Yep. And so there's even some questions on data centers, asking our members how they feel about data centers and how they would feel if one approached and came to our service territory.
Yeah.
So it's a short survey. We know everybody's time is valuable. It's under 45 questions, most of them multiple choice.
It's still quite a few questions.
Yeah.
So you can drill down quite a bit.
But no, again, it's a temperature check just to make sure we know how we're doing. And, we're like Kristin said, we're a cooperative. We're owned by our members, and they lead and guide us. And this is a way that we find out what they want.
You touched on something, and I got to ask about it, and either one of you can kind of chime in, or both of you. But you mentioned about reliability and outages and whatnot. I almost have never seen any here, and it just almost is, to me, kind of staggering. I come from the Northwest originally, early on, and of course we have all kinds of storms and stuff, but there's outages all the time, and I never see any here. Why is that?
We live in an area where, we don't have a lot of those natural disasters, which
sure,
I think that's part of the reason we like living here. We don't have to worry about those kind of things. But we have a very strong and dedicated team that is working daily to improve our infrastructure, make sure that, we're with the leading technologies to make sure that we provide the reliability that we want to provide for our members. But that doesn't mean that we don't have our share of outages. We do. We have our blinks, and there are some times where you get a squirrel or an animal, that causes an outage, or a vehicle that hits a power pole, and that just happens.
Yeah.
But we try to provide tools for our memberships so that they keep in the know of these things. So we do have an outage management system that is, it's still fairly new. It's been available to the members for a couple of years now. And, when there is an outage, if their meter goes out, they get a text right away saying that there is an outage. And, with our meter infrastructure that we have out there right now, as soon as those go off, we often know that there's an outage before the members. So by the time they call us, we already have crews en route and on the way to put them back into service.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, of course, selling houses, it's not uncommon. You open the power box, and there's this gigantic lizard that fried across both bus bars, See that all the time.
Oh, yeah, all kinds of animals.
All kinds of critters, yeah.
Snakes. We've even had a couple bears up on power poles over in the Kansas settlement area.
Oh, yeah.
And we do have a section on our website that members can go to if they see animals on power poles, birds, anything, and they can fill out a ticket to let us know that there's either a bird nesting there or some danger, because we would like to prevent any outages, but also prevent the animal from getting injured if we can.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that with the bears and everything. That's kind of interesting. Wow. So kind of getting back on track, Kristin, tell us a little bit about what you guys have been working on. I know, we participated in your recent Yes Fair, and that was a lot of fun. A big crowd this year, so it was really cool, and a great venue. That venue was awesome.
Great.
Tell me a little bit about what the things that you're doing.
Yes, we really strive at SSVEC to be very involved in our community. We've really strived to upgrade all of our youth programs, We have a scholarship program for seniors in high school. We have our safety program for kindergarten through third grade. And then we also have Yes Fair, which is a youth engineering and science fair. And we also have Washington Youth Tour.
Wow.
So we do have our community impact as far as educational initiatives is very high. Yes Fair was just completed at the end of February. We have a new venue, which was a Community Innovation Center, and we were able to double our attendance at our award ceremonies. So we had over 320 people attend.
There was a lot of youth participation too. How many did you end up having as far as participants in the fair?
We have about 200 youth participate in the Yes Fair, grades 5 through 12.
Yeah.
And then about 180 projects. Some of them were teams and some of them are individuals.
It just seemed like, maybe because the venue was so big, but it seemed like a lot. And just trying to go through there and pick one out. And it's so hard. There were some really great, of course, competitive projects out there, even from the younger generations, which was kind of cool. It's a neat thing. If you haven't done it and you're listening today, make sure you catch the Yes Fair next year. Not saying that their other projects and things aren't great, but I can attest personally that's always a fun event, and it's really cool.
It is.
Really neat thing, and it's open to public, right? A lot of your stuff is public, right?
Yes. Yes Fair is open to the public on the Thursday before the award ceremony. We do Facebook information on that. It's also on our website when that availability is, that the public can come in and view the projects. We also have community awards that different businesses and people can sponsor an award to one of the projects. They can either choose the project themselves, or if they would like our judges to choose the project for them based on their criteria, they can do that. It's a good way for your business to positively impact the community and for you to be involved.
Yeah. Well, I know we can personally attest to that too. We love doing it, and it's fun, and we do make the effort to get out there and look at all of them and judge our own, which I'm not sure if that's a great idea, but because there's so many, and it's so hard.
It does take a while.
And you feel kind of bad. We got down to, I think, maybe 4 or 5 of them, and they were all outstanding, and then now you have to narrow it down to one, and you're like, And luckily, though, it was a group of kids who were working on the project that we ended up choosing. And then it's always good when you feel really good when your second and third choice also win something. So
right,
that's
then you don't feel
neat.
bad.
Then you don't feel as bad. Yeah, for sure. So tell us, Cory, talk to me about some of on the technology side and infrastructure side you were talking about. What kinds of improvements are we talking?
Yeah. Again, we've been very busy last year. Our team's done a wonderful job improving our infrastructure to increase reliability. I mean, specifically, we had some older substations that were over in the Bowie and St. David areas, and we were able to complete construction on new substations over in those areas, which improves reliability, especially over in the Bowie and San Simon area that is growing with agriculture and needs that extra reliability. Also, on the member side, we've introduced quite a few tools to help our member engagement this year.
Okay.
Even we've added a chatbot feature to our website, and we've added a new tool that we worked on pretty much all last year, and it just rolled out a couple months ago, called Bidgely. And this is a tool that allows members to see where their energy is going, whether it's going to, heating and cooling, or your pool pump, your lighting. It allows the members to see where their energy is going so that they can make their own improvements at home to use less energy and lower their bills. And so it's a tool that we're super excited about, and we've had really good feedback from the members these last couple months about it.
Well, that's pretty cool. I just actually learned about that too and heard about that, and I was like, oh wow, I would really like to. I was lucky enough at the Yes Fair, I happened to sit down with one of you guys, and we were talking about just power in general and just the general consumption, what consumes more energy, this or this. And surprisingly, then when we got into talking, I have a chicken coop, and of course it was winter, so I was running my heat bulbs and all that stuff, and I have a pretty big chicken coop, and it's got a lot of bulbs and stuff in there. And he was like, oh, well, you might want to consider. And I was kind of surprised how much, I was using out there. And so then I started actually kind of getting serious because my bill was going up and up. And because I keep getting more chickens because my wife loves chickens. So
totally understandable. My first job at SSVEC, I was a energy management specialist, and I did energy audits for residential and commercial homes. And, before I worked at SSVEC, I was the same way. I assumed, it was the lights that were using all the power, but, or your TV. And there are bigger appliances and equipment that we have in our home that aren't always in front of our eyes. And so those are the things that we're missing that we really needs our attention to keep our bills low as possible.
So I'm going to throw something out there, a little kind of out there a bit, and maybe you can help me out with it. So a lot of us, right, you have a charger for something, you got other, the Xbox is plugged in, but it's not on. But are those using some tiny bit of energy if you have all these things plugged in all over the place throughout your house and shop and things like that?
Yes. When we think they're off, they have what they call a phantom power or standby power, where they're, as soon as they hit the button, they come on, and they're ready to go. And waiting, so even when they're off, they're using what we call phantom power. And the best way to get rid of that is have them on kind of a surge protector where you could physically turn it off. Yep.
Wow. Actually, after I talked to one of your fellas, I went into my shop and I was thinking, I oftentimes, I take the battery off my drill and slap it on the charger and I forget about it. And it's still sitting on the charger 2 weeks later,
Yep.
And it's got the little light on and everything. I'm like, wonder how much that's cost me. And I've got 12 of those,
Yep.
And so you start to think about that more, and you've got your car that you don't use very often, your cool, weekend car, and it's sitting in the garage on a charger. And then you got your motorcycle, it's on a charger. You got, the kids' stuff's all in a charger. And then you got a bunch of chargers sitting around the house because everyone wants one that's convenient, and they're plugged in. And so we forget. Very interesting.
No, that's true. A little rule of thumb that I would always tell our members when I was out there doing energy audits, they would always ask questions. If I plug this into my outlet, what's it going to cost me? And I'm like, well, there are certain standards that, appliances can only use so much electricity because, most of our circuits in our home are 15, 20 amps.
Yeah.
And, each appliance or piece of equipment that they plug into their home, unless it's a designated circuit, could legally only use up to 1,500 watts. That sounds like a lot, it's like a blow dryer. And so if that was plugged in and on continuous use, they're only going to use about, probably 17 cents per hour if it was plugged in and used regularly.
Yeah. Can you imagine just taking a quarter out of your pocket and throwing it out in the dirt out backyard over and over every hour?
Seems that way, huh?
You would start to think about energy in a different perspective, I think. I'm starting to get there. I'm not quite there, but I'm close. Starting to think that way because it's kind of shocking when you start to really look at it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is a good place for a break. Let's take a quick break. We'll come right back here from our sponsors. Folks, this is Keepin' It Real, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and the team at Long Realty Studios. We'll be right back.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Sherry's amazing team brings honesty, expertise, and a deep understanding of the local market. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned homeowner, they're committed to your peace of mind and handle every detail for you. Their approach? Personalized service, above and beyond transactional real estate, building lifelong relationships, nationwide connections, local expertise. There's a reason this team is amongst the top realtors in Arizona and across the nation. You owe it to yourself to call or visit the Sherry Ethell Team, the top team at Long Realty, behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more info. Real integrity, real results.
All right, welcome back. This is Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell, and I am your host. And I am here with Cory and Kristin from SSVEC, and we're talking about power and energy and all the wonderful things that they do, and the fact that they're a co-op, a 501c3, and all of those kinds of things that they're member-owned. And we were talking about the survey, the member survey, and an upcoming meeting that you guys have. Are there any actions that members need to take right now in order to participate or do anything or What do you think?
So our annual meeting is always open to the public, but to get those notifications of when the annual meeting is coming up and be in the know about activities and events that we have, you'll really want to make sure that the email that you have on file is correct and up to date. I myself have an email that is 25 years old. I still use it, but not very often.
Right.
So that you might fall into that category. You have this old email on file and you never check it.
Right.
So make sure the email that we have on file is up to date. Contact your local SSVEC office to update that information. So you'll want to contact your local office to update your email address and make sure all your other contact information is correct and up to date. Also, watch your inbox starting April 13th for the member survey.
What should members do if they're selected? And they're selected, kind of explain that process, what they're selected for. It's for the survey, right?
Correct. Yes. The survey is done via third party through the NRECA, the National Rural Electric Cooperatives Association.
Okay.
And we give them our member list, and we're trying to it'll go out to 800 members.
Okay. And how many members do we have total?
30-something thousand members, 60,000 services, 60,000 meters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Correct.
So you may or may not get a survey, so don't freak out if you don't get the survey.
Absolutely, yep. And we know everybody's time is valuable, but again, we want the good, the bad, the ugly. We want to know what we're doing well, what we can improve on, and so if you do get a survey, please take the time to fill it out and let us know how we're doing.
Yeah, it's you're actually speaking for the whole of the group, and it's only a fraction of who's out there, so it'd be super important to get the feedback. Hope I get one. All right. What if someone doesn't receive the survey? Is there still something they can do to stay kind of engaged in that process? Or
Sure. We definitely want our members to feel like they can contact us at any time for any concerns that they have.
Sure.
So, stay engaged even if you're not receiving the survey. You can always attend a board meeting. There's always a public space at our board meetings, which are listed on our website for members to address certain concerns. They can contact us directly. There's contact information on our website as well, or they can go to their local office as well and voice any concerns there. The board meetings are listed on ssvec.org.
So easy to find. And then as far as, when we're talking about beyond the survey, you were talking about staying involved and things like that. This meeting that's coming up, you've been doing it for a while, right? So how many years have you done it?
This will be our 88th annual meeting.
Wow. When and where is that meeting again?
That's going to be at the Benson Unified School District, May 28th, 2026. Registration and check-in starts at 6 p.m. and the meeting officially starts at 7 p.m.
How many people normally would show up for something like that? Is it usually a large group or a smaller group?
It depends on the area because we rotate our annual meetings to try to give all members, an opportunity to get to one. Last year we were in Sierra Vista. This year we're in Benson, and our main one will be in Wilcox next year.
Oh, wow.
We usually tend to have a couple hundred people, members show up.
I'm just curious, what does this look like when you show up there? What you can expect? How long are those meetings for?
The meeting, like I say, the official meeting starts at 7 and it is an hour. We try to respect everybody's time, get everybody in and out. We'll give everybody the co-op updates, what we did over the last year, kind of where we're heading in the future, and we usually announce the new directors that are elected at that time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is there any Q&A at all, or is it pretty much you're just kind of conveying what's new and what's changing? And
during the official meeting, there isn't a Q&A session, but we do have information tables between 6 and 7 all around the room.
Okay.
We'll have an information table from Arizona Generation and Transmission. We'll have a member engagement table. We also have representatives from our SSVEC Foundation for youth programs. There will be a table regarding solar and also for our energy audits. So there's a lot of information and people to talk to outside the meeting scope.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. So come a little early so you can kind of get involved with that and be able to browse some of that. Obviously, with that number of people, you want to be able to get in there and talk to somebody.
Yep. No, absolutely. It's a good opportunity for our members to interact with our SSVEC leadership team and their directors. Even after the meeting, they're they're given a survey to drop off at the door as well. So any questions that they might have, we will see those in the survey and reach out to them directly.
When we're talking about these town halls and everything, and we've kind of given a little prelude as to what you can expect at these things, and that it's kind of cool that you can go out and hit these tables first. And so we're all a little bit more aware, I guess, of spending and making sure that we're keeping a tight budget and making sure that everything is as efficient as we can. And an energy audit, can you just briefly kind of like lay out what is that? What is that for people?
No, perfect question. I miss doing energy audits, so it was one of my favorite things to do. Our energy audits that we offer at SSVEC are similar to what they call an ASHRAE Tier 1 energy audit, which is strictly visual. Okay. It starts with the member request asking for the energy audit. And so what our teams do first is we'll do a deep dive into their meter data and their usage history. And we start off trying to look for red flags or any changes in the member's load that, usually lets us know one or two things. Either they added equipment to their home or business, or an existing piece of equipment is no longer running as efficiently as it once was.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep. And so after that, then we do a site visit where we walk through the home or the business with the members, and we do a visual inspection. We look at doors, windows, heating and cooling equipment, appliances, insulation, air infiltration areas, trying to find and give them, the members, tips and ways to use less energy and make improvements so that they are more energy efficient.
It's always something that people think about early on, their energy consumption, especially right now, when things are just expensive for everything right now, and people are on budgets and trying to figure out, hey, can I trim my budget maybe a little bit more? Or maybe I didn't even, like my case, I didn't even realize I was consuming as much energy as I was in one area because I had added it on and then added on and added on, and you just kind of forget about it. And then you've got all those little ancillary things that, you've got plugged in everywhere, and you're just adding on and until you trip the breaker, and then you're like, oh, I got a lot plugged in on this thing.
Yep. No, we're a fresh set of eyes. A lot of times, we get stuck in our habits and we're in our environments and we don't see the obvious things. And so bringing a fresh set of eyes into your home or business that are taught to notice those things and educate our members on those, it's very helpful. And it's a free service.
Okay, I was going to ask you, what's it cost?
Yeah, no, it is free. So anytime our members are looking for energy audit, whether on the commercial or residential side, we're happy to help. When I started as an energy auditor, I thought it was kind of a funny business model because here I am going to our members.
You're kind of selling that stuff.
I know, exactly. We're trying to help our members use less of our product that we're offering. I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting concept.
Yep.
So going back again, I kind of got us off a little bit on a tangent, but I know it's something that probably a lot of people are thinking about right now as they're listening. If members can't attend the annual meeting, this big one, this 88th one, what is their options other than making a phone call?
This year, they have more options. We're doing something different this year. Okay. Instead of having just the one meeting, we are going to have some smaller town halls, and we're going to offer them in areas throughout the community to give more of our members a chance to engage with us and come to the meeting and get that same content, otherwise if they weren't able to make it to the Benson meeting. And this year we're holding one in Sierra Vista on Monday, May 11th, Elfrida, Thursday, May 14th, Wilcox, Monday, May 8th, and in Patagonia on Thursday, May 21st. And so again, for members who cannot make the main meeting on May 28th in Benson, please join us at one hall closer to your area. Yep.
No, that's very cool. And these all start at the other one, 6:30. Okay. So at 6:30, they kind of kick off and they're over in about an hour or longer, or
exactly. Yeah. They'll show up at around between 6:30 and 7, register, and the meeting will start at 7 for all those town halls as well.
And Kristin, is that going to be on the website as well? That kind of material?
It will be. We've also advertised in local media. So ssvec.org is the main place it's going to be listed. That has both the information for the annual meetings and the town hall.
And we'll try to be a good steward too, and we'll try to mention those in our intros to the show and everything as those start to come up. But kind of keep that in mind. It sounds like the whole month of May, you guys are going to be busy. And that's a good thing. Everybody likes to be able to ask questions and certainly learn more about what's going on with their energy bills. So what's this year's theme?
This year's theme is Building Stronger Tomorrow Together. And I think that encompasses what SSVEC is as a not-for-profit cooperative who is member-owned. You know, we want to engage and collaborate with our membership. Our members are what guide us to where we want to go in the future. And that theme of building a stronger tomorrow together with our members' engagement will help us determine where we're going in the future.
Okay. So you're looking for some open dialogue, you're really looking for input from people. And I think that, you know, honestly, when I moved here, I wasn't part of Cooperative before. I've moved around a lot of different places in service, so different in each place I went, each state. But this is the first Cooperative that I belong to, and so a little bit different. And a lot of us just don't know, like, what to expect from that. What's that mean? You know, a lot of us are thinking. So it's kind of nice to hear, I mean, because you don't get a say in most big power companies.
No, you don't.
You know,
No,
that's not a thing.
Yep.
You know, you just, like, whatever it is, that is. And whether you got outage or anything, you know, there's a 1-800 number to call or something like that. And that's about it. And, you know, you can report some things, but it's not the same open dialogue. You're looking for a little more personal touch to it.
Yep, and that's what's great about cooperatives. You know, our shareholders are our members. You are a shareholder. You're a member and owner of SSVEC, so your input matters.
Weird. It's kind of weird.
It's cool, though.
It's good. It's a positive thing. What do you think, Kristin? I mean, what do you think about that?
Building a stronger tomorrow together really means to me strengthening communities. Well, I would say that because I'm the community relations manager.
I was going to say, isn't that your job? Yeah,
that's my
really
my job title. It's very tied into my job description. And, you know, even if you contact us and want to put your 2 cents in about how you feel that we could help the community, we're always open to look at other programs that we may or may not have already on the books.
And kind of taking a step backwards a little bit before we take a break, I just love the fact that you guys have so many different programs that are really community oriented. I mean, one of our big things is we always try to buy locally, buy in the community, strengthen the community as best we can, because we love the community we live in, and it's kind of like love the place you live, and we love that about you guys. That as big of a business as that a power company is, that you're still taking on kind of in a way, a community small business type of perspective.
Definitely.
Which is cool. Now, I know there's going to be a little bit of fun this year. Tell me about that, Kristin. Maybe you can start us off on this one.
Well, for the annual meeting, we are definitely want to bring the community atmosphere.
Yeah.
Everyone is welcome to attend the annual meeting, and we really want to see you there. We want to see you engage and participate. We do have some door prizes, very nice door prizes to give out this year. They will be given out at the end.
Okay.
And then,
so you got to stick around.
You have to stick around.
Stick around.
You got to stick around, and then we might need a drum roll for this one.
Yeah.
We also are.
We
Cory,
are bringing the truck back. This is something the members have asked about for a while now, and you may not know this, Dion. Well, you've been here for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
At our annual meetings, you know, we would always retire one of our co-op vehicles, and one of the members who attended the annual meeting won that vehicle, and it was always fun and exciting. Yeah.
No,
so the truck raffle is back.
It's back. Yep.
Oh my gosh! What?
Yep.
That is cool.
Yep. Some lucky member out there is going to be a
drive
winner
off with a vehicle.
A Ford Ranger.
Really?
That's cool.
Oh, wow. That's kind of neat. Oh, well, okay. That's way bigger than I thought. Because folks, you know, if you're just listening, tuning in, you know, we were talking about before the show and during some of the breaks here, and the word truck came up, and they got all lit up and excited and everything. I was like, what's that all about? And I had no idea. Now I get it. Now I understand why you were so excited about that, because that's kind of a big deal. That's pretty cool.
It is.
Not every day that you could get something you could drive home in. So that's kind of cool. Neat. We're going to take a quick break, folks. We'll take a fast break, hear from our sponsors, and then we'll come right back. SSVEC, we'll be talking to Kristin and Cory just a little bit more and ask some more questions, things that you should hear about SSVEC before we close. Folks, this is Keepin' It Real, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and the team at Long Realty Studios. We'll be right back. Welcome to an exciting new chapter in real estate marketing with the Sherry Ethell team at Long Realty. We're thrilled to introduce our groundbreaking radio campaign that's set to virtually transform how homes are sold in our community.
Are you looking to sell your home? Imagine your listing highlighted as not just a home of the week, but receiving continuous, exclusive attention on the airwaves until it sells. That's right. Every single Sherry Ethell Team Long Realty listing will now be featured regularly, ensuring maximum exposure to maximize your speed of sale.
Here's how it works. Each week, we'll spotlight all of our current listings in individual, engaging, and detailed 30-second radio ads. Whether you're selling a cozy starter home, a luxurious estate, or anything in between, your property will be heard by thousands of potential buyers in our local area. This innovative approach guarantees that your home remains top of mind for listeners until the perfect buyer comes along.
Why choose the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty? Because we're committed to delivering unparalleled service with a personal touch. Our new radio campaign will be just one more way we help reduce the stress of selling your home by giving it the visibility it deserves. We understand that selling a home can be a daunting process, but with your tailored marketing campaign and this kind of presence, it'll be easier and more efficient than ever.
Tune in to Cool 104.1 to hear about the latest listings on our new program we're calling our Home Spotlight Series. Or catch the Keepin' It Real radio show every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for the latest real estate tips from the experts. Weekend open houses, awesome charity opportunities, great happenings in our community, and wonderful interviews with youth sports coaches and athletes.
So don't miss out on this unique opportunity to have your home featured in our exclusive radio campaign. List with Sherry Ethell Team Long Realty today and experience the magic of real estate marketing like never before.
For more information, give us a call at 717-599-2439. Sherry Ethell Team Long Realty, behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard right here in Sierra Vista, where your home story is told until it's sold. Remember, with us, it's not just about selling houses. We make success stories for a living. Stay tuned, stay informed, and let's help you find your perfect home.
In a town with heart and history, the Sherry Ethell Team is the key. Serving Sierra Vista, we agree. For military law and retirees, stress-free process you will see. Personal care is our guarantee. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team, we never halt. Real experts here to guide your way, making dreams come true every single day. Trusted team that knows just what to do. The Sherry Ethell Team, working for you. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team is your one and only call.
All right, welcome back. I'm Dion Ethell, and this is Keepin' It Real, and we're here with Sherry Ethell and the team at Long Realty Studios, and we've got some wonderful guests in our studio, and they are from SSVEC. Cory, tell us what that is again.
Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You say it so much better than I do. I stumble all across that. And Kristin Gray, you know, she's here from the community relations side, and you do like a lot more than that, though. So much more.
Right. I'm in charge of the youth programs is my primary goal. So we have our Washington Youth Tour. We have Yes Fair, which is a youth engineering and science fair. We have scholarships, and by the way, the scholarship deadline is this weekend, so we would love to see more scholarships in our portal.
Yeah.
And I'll give you the website here pretty quick.
Okay.
And we also have a safety program for kindergarten through first grade.
Is that power related, or is that
Correct.
just safety?
The safety program is power related, so kids
don't
that
stick
age,
your fingers in
don't
the
stick your finger in the
sockets.
light. Be surprised how many kids do that.
I've still got a little thing. My parents got a little thing. It had the Pledge of Allegiance on one side, and on the other side had our address. And I still have that, and the corner of it is melted for me sticking it into the socket.
And do you remember how old you were when you did that?
Gosh, it must have been, I don't know, kindergarten maybe. You know, pretty young.
We also teach them how to, if there is an exposed line on the ground, how to get out of that kind of situation without getting injured.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. Well, we certainly appreciate all the wonderful things that you do, and we definitely want to kind of get into that too, if we've got time for it in the show, because I think it's worthy of kind of getting to know too what kind of time is consumed in putting that kind of stuff together? Because it doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
That stuff is not small.
It is a lot of legwork for our department, but we do enjoy engaging with the members, supporting education in our community. The youth programs are supported primarily by the SSVEC Foundation. So oftentimes members think that money is coming from their bills or fees to support those programs. However, it actually comes from expired member equity. So as a co-op, if we owe a member a return, if we cannot locate that member, then those monies go into our foundation. And that's how we do all these great things that we have in the community.
Is that unclaimed money, is that frequent? Do a lot of people just kind of move off and forget about it? And does that happen a lot?
It does, surprisingly. And sometimes it's just a small amount of money. Nobody
pennies
wants to
add up to dollars, right?
Right. Pennies add up to dollars. Prior to the foundation, we would be required to send that money to the state.
Okay.
And we all know that if it goes to Phoenix,
we don't want that.
when it goes to Phoenix, it's not coming back here.
It's not coming back to this community. We want to keep it here.
We started the foundation, so that money is now staying locally.
What a fantastic idea. Who thought of that? Do you know how long ago that was?
It was in the 80s, like 84, 88, somewhere in there.
So years and years and years, decades ago, somebody had the fantastic idea of how to keep the money local.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and it's awesome to hear that, because I know our first visit that we sat together on the radio talking about it, thinking to myself when we first had that first discussion, well, that's where all my money goes from my bill. That's why my bill is what it was. Now it's because of my chicken coop, but it doesn't have anything to do with you. But it's not like that at all. It comes from a totally different resource, which is fantastic. And you're actually using it and mining it to do these wonderful things that are still in our community.
Yeah. And if you're interested, you can find all about our youth programs and find out about how the money comes from at our youth program website. It's ssvecyouthprograms.org.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. Definitely check that out. There's lots of opportunities. And if you guys are businesses out there, definitely get involved. There's so many ways that a business can give back to the community. There's wonderful charities out there, but this is one of those things that is really fantastic that helps our youth, whether it be scholarships, whether it be, different kinds of awards for different scholastic things like our Yes Fair and everything. Wonderful projects. Some of them pretty fantastic ideas that these kids are putting together, and they put a lot of hard work into it. And speaking of involvement, kind of recapping on things a little bit, why should members attend this meeting or do the survey and stuff? What's important about that, Cory?
Again, it goes back to how we want our members to engage with us. And, they are member owners, and they lead and guide this cooperative and where we're heading in the future. And without their input, we do our best, but we really take a deep dive into these surveys and see what the members want and what they expect of us. And
so I'm going to ask you a hard question a little bit.
I'm ready
Put him
for
on
it.
his spot because he doesn't know this is coming. But a lot of us, we always think of when we hear about a survey, oh, okay, they're going to collect all this information. Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to keep doing the same thing and blah, blah, blah. Is there any example of something that you heard about or somebody gave some 2 cents on it, or maybe it was just a kind of a riding theme of a number of people where it changed the way you work, then it changed the way your trajectory?
No, absolutely. And I've been fortunate enough to be involved in receiving those survey results and going through them and contacting the members. And
you actually contact them?
Oh, we absolutely. If a member leaves a question or has a comment, we will contact them and answer that question or their concern, or even just to say thank you. If they give us a compliment, thank you. And we think we're doing great. We hope the members think we're doing great too. But yeah, to go back to your question, a couple years ago, it was during COVID. A lot of our members were getting solar on their homes and their businesses, and there was a lot of misinformation on the rates or what they would get credited back for their excess solar energy.
Right.
And we totally switched how we were communicating with our members and started holding some community meetings just to educate our members on how our solar rates work and how the process worked if they were going to put solar on their home or business. And that was a huge success. We had members come to these meetings, and we added tools and resources on our websites and the way we communicate. we really take what we see in those surveys seriously.
No, I like that. I like that a lot. And this is a little bit off topic too, but just thinking about that, should we, since we have this great resource and you guys are so great about getting back to people and everything, before we do major changes to our energy consumption, we're getting ready to add something, whether it be solar, whether it be something else, maybe a larger structure on our or maybe even a second home or something for some in-laws or somebody who's coming in, casita or something that we're going to build. Should we reach out to you guys to talk to you about that and make sure we have the right information? There's a lot of info out there, and it's hard, trying to understand what somebody's trying to sell them. And it'd almost be better if you had a little bit of third-party interaction.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we have a team of people, of great people that, are happy to answer those energy questions, or, if you're looking at adding something to your home, let you know what that could cost you in the future. Like I say, we want to be not just your energy utility. We want to be your energy partner. And we want to be able to provide you with those tools and those resources for anything that you might have. I mean, over the years that I've been at SSVEC, I've answered some off the wall questions that, may not be energy related, but our goal is to help provide our members with as much information we can. And in the past we've had to track down some information maybe not related to energy, but again, we're here to help our members.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I love it. So kind of circling back, Kristin, what's the most important takeaway about this member survey that's coming up here? Tell me about that.
Well, watch your email inbox starting April 13th. Don't forget to check your spam mail as well.
Right.
It only takes a few minutes to fill out the survey. And we would love to get as many surveys as we can back. We really want to hear from our members.
Love it. Well, this is a good place for a break. Let's take a quick break. We'll come right back here from our sponsors. Folks, this is Keepin' It Real, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and the team at Long Realty Studios. We'll be right back.
We're the real wayfinders, the trailblazers, the go-getters. In a town where the desert wakes before dawn, we don't just talk, we make things happen. And when we speak, it's real, it's genuine, and it's worth hearing. Tune in every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on Cool 104.1 FM. Join the Sherry Ethell Team for Keepin' It Real, where top realtors, local heroes, and the heartbeat of our community come together. Raw, authentic conversations, expert market insights, and the best local events you can't afford to miss. Keepin' It Real, celebrating our community. Bold, genuine, one of a kind.
Do uneasy markets have you waiting for the ideal moment to make home ownership a reality? Your answer lies in a conversation with Sherry Ethell and her exceptional team at Long Realty, a name synonymous with trust and reliability in Arizona's real estate landscape.
Hi, I'm Sherry Ethell, Realtor and Team CEO of the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. Your ideal moment has arrived. We tailor our approach to you and your needs and goals. Let us put our extensive network to work for you and take the stress out of the process.
Whether buying or selling, remember the name Sherry Ethell and the Sherry Ethell Team. Visit the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more information. Real integrity, real results.
All right, welcome back. This is Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell, and I am your host. And I am here with Cory and Kristin from SSVEC, and we're talking about power and energy and all the wonderful things that they do and the fact that they're a co-op. Any final reminders for your members there, Cory?
Again, we appreciate our members. We appreciate their engagement. We appreciate and look forward to seeing them at the annual meetings, as well as, looking forward to what they provide to us in the member survey. So,
and either of you, any final thoughts to just in terms of the business or this upcoming meetings and surveys and anything that you can think of?
And just remember that, this is your cooperative. If you are a member of SSVEC and your electricity bill is SSVEC, you are a member of SSVEC. We want you to stay engaged. We want you to understand that we're a not-for-profit, member-owned cooperative.
I'm still wrapping my head around the whole thing, and each time I hear you guys speak, you should probably come on more often because you're doing doing good for me too. Just to kind of get me sparked, because, I know what that's like too, just anytime, whether it could be a club even, right? To get member engagement, it can be tough and challenging to get the feedback that you need to be able to do better the next year and to continue providing the services the way we need the services and how and what we want to have. I think that's great that you guys are doing such a stellar job at the engagement piece, but we as people have to take advantage of it. And it's sometimes you just, you flip on the switch and you don't give it a second thought that there's a pile of people behind every light switch. You guys coming on the show kind of give me that thought and that reminder that, when I go home tonight and I turn on the light, there's a whole bunch of people behind that. And a bunch of things going on, helping drive the community in different ways and engage our youth and our next generation. It's just really cool. I really love that. Anything else that you guys want to throw out there before we close our show?
I think that's all that we had today. Let's look forward to seeing you all at the annual meeting and getting those member surveys back.
And one more time, Kristin, can you give us the website? If people are still kind of wondering about, or they're just tuning in, if there's one thing that they need to do, they need to probably go to the website, make sure that they're learning all about the things that you do and making sure that they're on the right dates and everything for these great events.
Sure. So our annual meeting, I'm just going to say it again, is May 28th in Benson, starting at 6 o'clock. I also want to reiterate that your cooperative is built on your voice, whether it's through the member survey or showing up at the annual meeting. You can find all that information on SSVEC.org.
That's awesome. It's fantastic that you guys came on the show and gave us all this information. But before you go, I got to ask a couple of questions. And I always love kind of drilling down to this kind of stuff. And I'll start with you, Kristin, right? So one is... I just kind of want people to wrap their mind around, your job, especially with all these different youth programs, the amount of time that you guys are investing to get this thing done. I mean, I couldn't believe, even at the Yes Fair, how many people were involved in just one event. Tell me just a little bit about that and what drives you then to just put in that kind of energy. What's important to you with this youth thing?
Oh, geez. I love working with the kids.
Yeah.
I love going. I often speak at schools, trying to get the schools and the students involved and excited about Yes Fair. Every year I go out to the high schools to speak to the students about Washington Youth Tour. Those are the juniors in high school. And the excitement on their faces when they realize that, they don't have to be a straight A student to participate in these programs. Even though they're educationally focused, they don't have to be the stellar student, the star student.
They don't have to be the top.
They don't have to be the top dog in the school to participate in these programs. So giving them a chance and giving them the opportunities, it really is exciting for me to engage with the students. It does take a tremendous amount of effort and a tremendous amount of manpower. I'm lucky to work with a team that is always willing to volunteer time and put in the extra hours that they need to get the job done. So it's, I'd love to take all the credit, but it's really our team that is amazing. Yeah. And so we make it happen.
My hat's off to you because I see this stuff firsthand and how much effort is put into this, and I'm always amazed. Every single time I go to one of these events, I'm just kind of awestruck with how many people were engaged to make it happen. And a lot of times too, it's not just SSVEC, because people might be listening and thinking, oh, well, that's why my power didn't get turned on last night, or whatever, No, it was a bunch of volunteers. You actually got a ton of volunteers to assist. And I don't know how many were in the Yes Fair, just offhand.
For the Yes Fair, we have about 60 judge volunteers, and then we have an additional 20 or so from the community to help out with various other things.
See, I mean, it's just tons of volunteers and that's just one event. And I just love that it's all about community, and it's about circling the wagons and getting everybody involved and engaged, right, Cory? I mean, you were talking about it too, which kind of, let me ask you kind of the same question. What do you get out of this? I know it's a job, right? You get a paycheck, so there's that. But what do you enjoy about your job?
Oh, I've said this many times. The people I talk about is I get to go to a place of work to help people every day, help people purchase less of our service that we provide. And I love that. I get to go and help someone every day. And, I get to work with wonderful people. Kristin, she's so humble, but she's so great. The Yes Fair just ended, and she's already working for next year, planning ahead. Yeah, it never stops. I mean, working for the members is so great. But the team that we have at SSVEC, they're in the community. They're so passionate. They volunteer. They're out there coaching sports. They're involved in the community in all different kinds of organizations. Just being surrounded by such great people is so rewarding. And I feel really lucky to be part of that.
Well, we're lucky to have you, and especially, one of our local sons that have grown up and prospered because of the community, and then to turn around and give back to that same community. That says something about you and speaks volumes to the organization that you're part of. Thank you. I really love that. And last thing, I just want to kind of, put a little prop out there for you guys and to kind of instill in the minds of people who are listening, especially our business owners and stuff. How do we get involved in these things? If you're a business owner and you're listening right now and you want to be part of some of these things, who do we contact? Is that you?
That would be me. My information is on our main website, ssvec.org, or if you want direct access to the youth programs, it's ssvec.youthprograms.org, and my contact information is all over that as well.
Well, if you're not already sponsoring one of these events or getting involved with it, I encourage you to do so. As a local business making money in our community, we want to give back, and this is a great opportunity to do just that. And so we want you to think about that throughout the year as you kind of think about what you're going to invest in. What better way to do than to invest in our youth right here in our own community? And you're a great example, Cory,
thank you,
of what kind of comes out of that. So thank you for all you guys do, and thank you for your service to our community.
Thanks, Dion.
Yeah, appreciate you having us
coming on the show. Yeah, no, it was fun. All right, this was SSVEC. Cory, one more time.
Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
I love how it just rolls off your tongue. So loved having you guys here. Love learning more about it. And hope you'll come back and just keep, hanging out with us and educating us on this process. We love also Cory, the technical side. Sometimes there's lots of questions out there, and learning some of those tricks and some of those ways that we can engage with the power company is always helpful. And a lot of those, maybe sometime we can talk about some of those things. Oftentimes we have these little mistruths that are floating around out there. Kind of like you mentioned,
right.
Kristin, about the, my power money is going to pay for all these kids programs. Why am I paying for that? No, you're not paying for it at all. So here we've learned a new thing, and maybe we can knock down some of those rumors and some of that stuff. Because no matter what, there's always a few things floating around there. Love the fact that all kinds of information is everywhere today, but there's also kind of some misinformation floating around there. It's a telephone game.
Absolutely.
So, love it. All right, Cory, Kristin, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Another week of Keepin' It Real, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and the team right here at Long Realty Studios. Folks, we'll be right back, and get ready for another show. We'll Keepin' It Real.
Tax time is here, but before you spend your refund, consider real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. It's a great way to move from renter to homeowner and on the road to building wealth.
Hi, I'm Sherry Ethell, Realtor and Team CEO of the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. Think of me as your guide to all things real estate. I tailor my approach to your needs and, most importantly, your goals. It's time to come see me and get a plan for your success.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Visit Sherry at Long Realty behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more information. Real integrity, real results.
That brings us to the end of another Keepin' It Real radio show, and we just want to say a big thank you for letting us be a small part of your weekend. Whether you're a longtime listener or just caught us for the first time today, we're so glad you're here. Got something you'd love us to talk about? Maybe a local story, a cool event, maybe a guest idea. Maybe you're related to or know someone who has an interesting story, profession, or past. We would love to hear from you. So drop it in our Keepin' It Real suggestion box at Long Realty. We're located just behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. Or if it's easier, you can email me directly at sherry@sherryetthelteam.com or call me or text me at 717-599-2439. This is your show, and it's all about our community, our connections, and the what's up of Cochise County, and as always, keeping things real. And your voice will help shape what we do next. We'll see you next Saturday from 7 to 8 a.m. right here on 104.1 Cool FM, making radio cool again.
Stay safe and stay cool, Cochise County, and keep it real.
What's in a name? Everything. Long Realty has been a cornerstone of Southern Arizona's real estate market for nearly 100 years. Our name is our bond, and our agents are our strength. Trust in the name that stands for experience and expertise. Visit longrealty.com or call 520-459-4993 to connect with an agent today. Long Realty. Smart move.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Keepin' It Real radio show. Join us next Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. for more engaging interviews with top realtors and industry leaders, keeping you informed about the latest trends in real estate. Stay connected with us as we bring you updates on the dynamic events shaping our vibrant community. From exciting local happenings to noteworthy charities and causes, we've got you covered. See you next week for another edition of Keepin' It Real.